Hot take time. Y'all see what it is. Sports reporters without pay. All right. So the question was asked to me: Is Steve Kerr a great coach, or is he overrated? And my answer was he's absolutely 100% phenomenal. And people like to take a few different angles to try and discredit his greatness. So I'll address those. People like to talk about when he had his health issues and Luke Walton stepped in. So your job as a head coach is to implement a system, the X's and O's. Your team, you want an identity. You want them to play a certain way. Steve Kerr did that. Your assistant coaches, in your absence, should be able to implement your system. Their job is to do things the same way you did it, and that's what Luke Walton did. So I won't even stay on that too long. That was all Steve Kerr's doing, right? And then you have the people to say, well, look at the players he had, right? But he has, four All Stars. So two points on that. First point is this: great coaches and great players have went hand in hand since the beginning of sports. You think about a great player, you'll think about a coach that's considered great for that same success. Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, uh, Emmett Smith and Jimmy Johnson. You go to basketball, you got Pat Riley and Magic Johnson, Phil Phil Jackson and Jordan, Phil Jackson and Kobe and Shaq, uh, Greg Popovich and Tim Duncan. For every great player, there's a coach that's considered great. In fact, the only great player who nobody would really say his coaches were great is probably LeBron. Um, but we not hanging up on that. So another point when people talk about the players that he has, okay, so let's not talk about the 2017 and 2018 Warriors. Let's talk about the 15 and 16 Warriors. When people go, oh, he has all these all stars. First off, like I said, miss me with any talk about KD because they were great before KD. Now, when you look at the rest of the roster and people say, oh, they got all stars. Somebody even asked me, they said, well, we be talking about Steve Kerr if he didn't have KD, Steph, Draymond, and Clay. My question is, will we talk about Clay and Draymond if they weren't playing for the Golden State Warriors? Because before Kerr got there, Draymond was a regular role player coming off the bench, as a matter of fact. And Clay was becoming to be, one of the better shooters in the league, but he was not an all-star caliber player. Steph Curry was molding into a superstar. Kerr comes to the team, implements a new system. These guys are running and gunning, high octane offense, and all of a sudden now you calling these guys all stars. He didn't inherit some loaded, over the top team. They weren't a super team when he inherited them. All right, which leads me to my last point. When people go, "Oh, Mark Jackson said, he put the system in place. All Kerr had to come, do was come in and not mess it up." All right, so let's look at a few numbers real quick. I'm looking at some notes. In 2013, this was Mark Jackson's first year coaching the team. 2013, the Dubs went 47 and 35. They were seventh in points per game, 11th in offensive rating, and 14th in defensive rating. They lost in the second round. 2014, Dubs go 51 and 31. They were 10th in points per game, 12th in offensive rating, 4th in defensive rating. They lost in the first round. They hired Steve Kerr in the offseason. 2015, Dubs go 67 and 15. In case you wasn't keeping track, that's a 16 win increase. First in points per game. Keep in mind that's up from 10th to last year. First in offensive rating, that's up from 12th the year before, and second in defensive rating, which they were fourth the year before. They won the ring. 2016, Dubs go 73 and 9. First in points per game, first in offensive rating, fifth in defensive rating. They lost in the finals. They signed KD in the offseason 2017. They go 67 and 15. First in points per game, first in offensive rating, second in defensive rating, won the championship. So, in the time that he took over the team, they've been first in offensive rating every year, first in points per game every year, and top 5 in defensive rating every year, and have went no less than the finals and won no less than 67 games. Y'all got to stop trying to discredit that man. Like, I know a lot of people feel like Mark Jackson was done wrong or whatever the case may be. You can't argue with results. You really can't. Um, he's done what he's done, and he's a great coach. It's just that simple. People try and put all these disclaimers on it and marginalize what he's done and who he's had. End of the day, results is results. Mark Jackson did a great job in establishing a culture in Golden State. Steve Kerr came in and got him over the hump. It just is what it is. 3 finals in 3 years, 67 wins, 73 wins, 67 wins. First in points per game, first in offensive rating, top 5 in defensive rating every year since he's been there. And has been they've been to the finals every single year. Can't argue those results. That man's a great coach.